Hello and welcome to In Depth. I'm Tina Jha. On 14th February, a suicide bomber killed 40 CRPF personnel in Pulwama district of Jammu Kashmir. Anguished by the loss of lives and the pain inflicted upon the families of the martyrs, Prime Minister Narendra Modi gave a free hand to security forces to deal with the terrorists. In less than 12 days, the security forces destroyed the training camps of the perpetrator, Pakistan-based Jaish-e-Mohammed. In a pre-dawn raid on 26 February, India pounded multiple terror camps across the line of control. The operation that lasted exactly 19 minutes is the first cross-border airstrike India carried out in nearly 5 decades. Leading the offensive were a fleet of Mirage 2000 fighter jets that were used decisively in the Kargil war in 1999. Today in Depth, we talk about the multi-role Mirage 2000 aircraft and why it was chosen for the surgical airstrike against Pakistan. We also look at the origin of the French-made aircraft and its role since its induction in the Indian Air Force. So less than 2 weeks after Prime Minister Modi promised the nation of a befitting reply to Pakistan for sheltering the Jaish-e-Mohammed terror group that targeted the CRPF convoy in Pulwama, India chose to strike back. The vehicle it chose to do so was the deadly fighter jet, the Mirage 2000. The aircraft dropped about 1,000 kgs of bombs on the Balakot training launch pads of the Jaish-e-Mohammed.
India struck back at Pakistan on Tuesday, less than 12 days after the Jaish-e-Mohammed carried out a deadly terror attack on the CRPF in Kashmir. 12 Mirage 2000 fighter jets of the Indian Air Force dropped 1,000 kilos of laser-guided bombs on the joint training camps of Jaish and LET inside Pakistan and completely destroyed them. The Mirage 2000 jets hit Balakot, located 24 kilometers northwest of Muzaffarabad at around 3:45 a.m. In just about 19 minutes, the operation ended. The Indian Air Force had not only crossed the line of control but successfully decimated the biggest Jaish camp in Pakistan.
If you say I just describe, your unique features would be fly-by-wire, profile flying, the kind of engine we have. It's a modular engine, so it's very easy to maintain. That is one thing. And it has 9 pods, hard points what we call. So those can carry weapons, oblique, if you want to increase the range, they can carry fuel, external fuel. So in that sense, the radius attack, the agility, radius in which this aircraft can do anti-missile maneuvers, those are the unique features, and precision bombing and precision engagement with air-to-air in air-to-air combat.
The Mirage 2000 is considered one of the most versatile and deadliest aircraft with the Indian Air Force. Commissioned in 1985, it was renamed Vajra by the IAF, which means lightning thunderbolt in Sanskrit. True to its name, the Mirage 2000 proved to be a game changer in the 1999 Kargil war. The surgical strikes by Mirages using laser-guided bombs broke the back of the enemy's supply lines, turning the war in India's favor.
Why the Mirage was used was because it can also fire laser-guided bombs. That time the strap-on equipment was used on dumb bombs because the Mirage had a laser pod. It could direct the laser-guided bombs to the target. Now, you see, Mirage is a single pilot aircraft, single engine. The weight is about 7,500 kilos and it can carry about 6,500 kilos of armament. Whether it is 2 1,000 kg bombs, both of which can be laser guided, rockets, gun, or various combinations. It has got what is called hard points. Hard points are where you can load the weapon systems and ammunition. There are 4 hard points under the wings and 5 are on its below the belly of the fuselage. And it can carry drop tanks also. The speed can be 2.2 Mach, that means 2.2 times the speed of sound, and its operational range is 1700 kilometers.
Manufactured by Dassault Aviation of France, the Mirage 2000 uses a single-shaft engine called the Snecma M53, which is light and simple as compared to other fighter jet engines. It is designated to seat a single fighter pilot but can be made into a twin-seat jet depending on the requirements of the armed forces. It is 14.36 meters long and has a wingspan of 9.13 meters. The plane weighs 7,500 kilograms and has a takeoff weight of 17,000 kilograms. The Mirage 2000 reaches a maximum speed of Mach 2.2 or 2,495 kilometers per hour, or twice the speed of sound, and a maximum climbing speed of 60,000 feet per minute. It also has 9 hard points for weapons carriage and a combat range of 1,850 kilometers. It is also tasked with a nuclear weapon delivery role. The Mirage 2000 has a fly-by-wire flight control system and has a Sextant VE-130 HUD, which displays data related to flight control, navigation, target engagement and weapon firing. In terms of the armament, the Mirage 2000 can carry laser-guided bombs, air-to-air and air-to-surface missiles, and has a Thompson CSF-RDY radar on board. The Mirage 2000 features a state-of-the-art glass cockpit with multicolor, multifunction displays replacing bulky analog gauges. The cockpit is neater, more user-friendly and far more simple to maintain.
It was used in Kargil. Most visible is that. It was used in Kargil operations, and that's where it was used most effectively in taking out the bunkers which are sitting on hilltop. You needed laser-guided precision for those bunkers to be taken out, and thereafter we captured the hilltops where the enemy was all the time trying to engage the Indian Army. Let me also share with you the kind of hilltops they had captured during Kargil. It was a mountainous warfare, and the mountaineers, they were sitting on top and we were at the bottom, and it was a barren mountain. So your visibility was so high that even if they roll a stone from top, as you climb up, the attrition rates could have been very, very high. In mountainous warfare, as such, if you occupy the hilltop, you have very great military advantage. And if it is barren, not with the jungles, the advantage multiplies several times. So our Indian Army needed that kind of support, that you take out the bunker so that they could go and capture. That's how the whole thing was combined. The air power was combined with the Indian Army power to actually win the war in Kargil.
The new Mirage 2000, redesignated Mirage 2000I, has a number of new systems on board. The upgraded jet boasts of a new Thales RDY-2 radar that allows for very long-range engagement of targets in the air, automatic tracking of targets, mapping of targets on the ground using Doppler beam sharpening techniques, and the ability to track and engage targets which are moving on the ground. The pilot is equipped with a display inside the helmet and is able to see superimposed radar data without any reference to any of the displays inside the cockpit. In case of air combat, the pilot can direct weapons by merely pointing their head in the direction of what needs to be hit, as opposed to having to maneuver the entire jet in the direction of the target. See target, lock onto target, and launch weapons. A key component of the upgraded Mirage 2000I is a host of new weapons. It comprises of Mica air-to-air missile, a state-of-the-art missile which is capable of engaging targets at beyond visual ranges and also at close ranges. One missile is used for 2 jobs in Mirage 2000I. The non-upgraded Mirage 2000s presently use the Super R530D to hit aerial targets at long ranges and the Magic 2 missile for short-range engagements. The Mirage aircraft is equipped with a self-protection suite installed internally. It carries automated integrated countermeasures system from tails. The system can be interfaced to a new programmable mission planning and a post-mission analysis ground system. In its dual role as a nuclear weapons carrier for India's Strategic Forces Command, the Mirage 2000 can carry a single 20-kiloton nuclear bomb, more powerful than the 15-kiloton bomb used over Hiroshima. In 2011, India signed a deal with France to upgrade its fleet of 49 Mirage 2000 aircraft with new glass cockpits, radars, missiles and self-protection suites. The upgrade and life extension will see the IAF's Mirage 2000s in service until 2040, potentially making it the IAF's longest-serving fighter jet. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
It was in 1985 that India acquired Mirage 2000 aircraft from French manufacturer Dassault Aviation, becoming the first foreign user of Mirage 2000 aircraft. Since then, it has been one of the deadliest combat aircraft with the Indian Air Force. The Mirage 2000 played a decisive role in the Kargil War in 1999 and ensured a glorious victory for India.
Mirage 2000, one of the deadliest and most versatile fighter jets in the Indian Air Force. The fighter jet entered into the service of the Indian Air Force in 1985. Soon after its induction, IAF named it Vajra, meaning lightning thunderbolt in Sanskrit. Developed by French aircraft manufacturer Dassault Aviation, Mirage 2000 took its first flight in 1978. It was first inducted into the French Air Force in 1984. Earlier in 1982, India placed an initial order of 36 single-seater Mirage 2000 and 4 twin-seater ones as a response to Pakistan buying F-16 fighter jets by USS Lockheed Martin. With the delivery of the first 7 Mirage 2000s on June 29, 1985, the Indian Air Force became the first foreign user of the aircraft.
Mirage was inducted in 1984 and it was inducted just 6 years beyond when it was inducted in French Air Force. So that time it was one of the most high-tech weapons. It was fly-by-wire, and let me share with you one more very important thing. When we got Mirages and we were likely to induct Mirages, we trained our engineers, aeronautical engineers, in 2 batches at IIT Kanpur in new technologies like fiber optics, because there was fly-by-wire system there, and that time those were new. It was a quantum jump in technology. There was FEDEC there, full authority digital engine control system, which were very, very good. It was one aircraft which could do profile flying, means the aircraft assured that whatever may be the intent of the pilot while doing the job, aircraft would never get into stall and will never fall onto the ground. It was designated as one of the best air fighters or aircraft at that time for the kind of task we have.
Within a year of the first delivery, the IAF had received all 40 aircraft ordered. In 1986, India signed a follow-on order of 9 aircraft.
See, the Mirage firstly is manufactured by Dassault of France, the same company which manufactures the Rafale, which is coming to the Indian Air Force. It was designed in the 1970s, and 1978 it went into it was completed and it went into production in 1984. Since then, we purchased 48 aircraft. Maybe we have lost a few. Till 2007 it was manufactured. Now it is no longer manufactured. But we are using this aircraft as one of our premier fighters of the Indian Air Force. It is one of the aircraft which can carry nuclear missiles, others being Jaguar and the Sukhoi.
It was in 1999 in the India-Pakistan Kargil War that Mirage 2000 jets played a decisive role. On 11th May 1999, the Indian Air Force was called in to provide air support to the Indian Army during the Kargil conflict. The IAF strike was codenamed Operation Safed Sagar. In the initial strikes, MiG-27s, MiG-21s and MiG-29s were used to provide cover to the army fighters. However, after suffering a few fatalities, the IAF introduced Mirage 2000s on 30th May in offensive capability. This as the Mirage 2000 could perform better under the high altitude conditions of the conflict zone. They were also better equipped to give IAF the ability to carry out aerial raids at night. The Mirages successfully targeted enemy camps and logistic bases in Kargil and severely disrupted Pakistani supply lines. Mirage 2000s were used for strikes on Munto Dhalo and Tiger Hill and paved the way for their early recapture. At the height of the conflict, the IAF was conducting over 40 sorties daily over the Kargil region. By July 26, 1999, the Indian forces had successfully driven away Pakistani forces from Kargil.
In the Kargil War 1999, the MiG-21s and the MiG-23s were unable to take on enemy's bunkers with precision. The Mirage was then used. It has got various, variants. Primarily, one is a single-seater main aircraft and two-seater is a trainer aircraft. The Mirage was used with effect and very successfully in the Kargil War. Now,
after the success of the fighter jets in Kargil War, India placed an additional order of 10 Mirage 2000 aircraft in 2004, taking the total tally to 50 jets. In 2011, a contract was signed to upgrade the existing Mirage 2000 jets so as to increase their lives. Hindustan Aeronautics undertook upgradation of Mirage 2000 jets with extensive French technical assistance in Bangalore. The upgraded versions undertook their first flight on July 13, 2018. The move aimed at increasing the life of the jets that are now ready to serve till 2040. Apart from India, 8 other countries have the firepower of Mirage 2000. These include France, Egypt, UAE, Peru, Taiwan, Qatar, Greece and Brazil. With inputs from Vipul Agarwal, Bureau Report for Rajya Sabha TV.
The Indian Air Force has been upgrading and modernizing its fleet to meet emerging challenges. Currently, it has aircraft of Russian, British, French, Israeli and US origins, along with indigenously made aircraft. We leave you with this report that tells you about the best fighter jets and helicopters of the Indian Air Force that are securing our skies. Thank you very much for your time.
Bringing glory to the nation, fearlessly striking enemies. The flying beasts of the Indian Air Force protect Indian skies from any threat. The MiG-29 has been one of the strongest fighters of the Indian Air Force. It has become more ferocious now with an upgrade. The Russian origin aircraft can refuel mid-air and launch multi-dimensional attacks with the latest missiles. It can take off within 5 minutes of spotting a hostile jet in Indian airspace and destroy it. The upgraded MiG-29 had a crucial role in the Kargil War of 1999. It was deployed at the Adampur Air Force Station, about 100 kilometers from the Pakistan border and 250 kilometers from the China border. The Sukhoi Su-30 MKI is a twin-seater, twin-engine multi-role fighter of Russian origin. It has been built by India's HAL. It's a heavy, all-weather, long-range fighter with a maximum speed of 2,500 km per hour. It carries a 1x30mm GSH-31 autocannon. The Sukhoi Su-30 MKI can carry a variety of medium-range guided air-to-air missiles. The MiG-27 is a single-engine, single-seater tactical strike fighter aircraft of Russian origin. It is licensed produced by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. It has a maximum speed of 1700 km per hour and it carries a 23 mm 6-barrel rotary integral cannon. It also carries up to 4000 kg of other armament externally. The MiG-21 Bison is a supersonic jet fighter and interceptor aircraft and the backbone of the Indian Air Force. This February, it became the first fighter aircraft to be piloted by a woman, Flying Officer Avani Chaturvedi. However, the government is planning to phase out the MiG-21 Bisons by 2019 and replace them with Tejas, the light combat aircraft manufactured by the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. The MiG-21 Bison is a single-engine, single-seater, multi-role fighter ground attack aircraft of Russian origin. It has a maximum speed of 2,230 km per hour. It carries a 23 mm twin-barrel cannon with 4 R-60 close combat missiles. The Jaguar is a twin-engine, single-seater, deep penetration strike aircraft of Anglo-French origin. It has a maximum speed of 1,350 km per hour and 30 mm guns. It carries 4,750 kilograms of external stores. The helicopter fleet of the Indian Air Force has grown steadily over the past few years. Today, India has over 500 French, Indian and Russian-built types of helicopter. The Mi-25, Mi-35 is an assault and anti-armor helicopter capable of carrying 8-man assault squads. It can also carry up to 1,500 kg of external ordnance, including Scorpion anti-tank missiles. Mi-26 is a military heavy-lift helicopter of Russian origin. It has a carrying capacity of 70 combat-equipped troops or 20,000 kg payload. Chetak is a light utility French helicopter with capacity of 6 passengers or a 500 kg load. The Cheetah is a Casavac helicopter of French origin having capacity to carry 3 passengers or 100 kg external sling loads. Other than the fighter jets and helicopters, transport aircraft also play a crucial role in the Indian Air Force, carrying passengers, freights and reinforcements. Aircraft like the Avro, C-17, IL-76, etc. are capable of performing paradrop, heavy drop and casualty evacuation, etc. Currently, the government is acquiring HAL Tejas light combat aircraft and assault Rafale from France to further strengthen the Air Force. Bureau Report for Rajya Sabha TV.